Greetings, brothers. I'm excited to discuss the 2021 PAAC Stroll competition. We're going to look together at this flow chart of mind map that we've dedicated towards this purpose. If you'll notice, this is going to be an overview of what all that we will be expecting from the competition this year. So let's start off with the rules. The rules this year are pretty simple. We're going to be discussing some of the concepts of the time and participants and use of props and your video submission. Overall, your video submission, you can use any format you deem necessary. You are able to submit it via YouTube or Google Drive or any of those via email if it's small enough. And you'll submit those to the email address that we'll give you on here later. The use of props. You can use pyrotechnics. Why? Because you're going to be in the comfort of whatever space you choose as a chapter to represent your organization and what looks best. Obviously, be very safe with your use of pyrotechnics or any other kind of props you choose. However, we do not want any props that resemble a firearm. They will not be permitted under any circumstances. The participants, let's be real specific about this. So this year, for a bit of fun and a change of pace, we're going to have that all participants must be a collegiate or graduate member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Inc. in their respective division, such that only college brothers competing in the collegiate competition and only graduate brothers competing in the graduate competition. Having a little bit of fun, including our grad brothers this year. Discussing the time, each team will be allotted or is allotted a minimum of 5 minutes and a maximum of 10 minutes for the video submission for competition. The video length will determine the length of the show and will include any intro and outro graphics. So if you have someone doing the video editing for you and they've got 1 minute and 30 seconds long of intro, that will count against you in the event that your time is longer than 10 minutes. Points will be deducted for submissions out of the time range. For rules in terms of music, each team is solely responsible for ensuring all music, routines, props, costumes, and all other aspects of the team's performance comply with official rules, and these performance rules and regulations are applicable laws, rules, and regulations. So pretty much make certain that the music is deemed fit by the fraternity. No profanity or explicit content is to be allowed within any portion of the show or performance. That's in the vulgarity section. No defamation of character is to be tolerated on stage or off stage. That includes defamation on the basis of gender, ethnicity, religion, sexual preference, lifestyle, economic status, etc. This also includes inappropriate conduct and or professionalism exuded during the video submission towards the other competition teams. Audience members, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Such acts will result in a disqualification. Adherence, not adhering to any of the above rules and regulations will result in an automatic 10-point deduction per deviation for the team performance score and may result in disqualification where specified. Registration is pretty easy. You're going to send an email to myself at samsamuel3@me.com with your intent to participate, and that equals sufficient registration. Deadline for submission is Thursday, November 11th, 2021 by close of business, and that means to have all of your footage into me by that time. Here are some of the areas in which you're going to be judged on. So let's kind of do an overview first of this section is the judging criteria, scoring criteria. And so at the top here, we have the introduction, which is 10 points. So any introduction needs to be clear that you have made an entrance into the stage, not just leisurely walking onto the camera scene and just, we're going to do this show together right quick. It needs to be a clear, thought out introduction. Attire. The judges will delineate their discretion upon 10 points. A step team's attire will be scored based on its conduciveness with the theme of the competition act, if they so choose to elect their own theme. It will also be scored on functionality, as in taking into account proper preparation and or dress rehearsal time with the same and attire for the final act. In other words, we want to make certain that it looks like your attire was incorporated into your show. You should not have to fix your attire throughout the entire show. Fixing your attire throughout the entire show would probably result in a loss of points. Wardrobe malfunctions, speaking of fixing attire, and inappropriate attire may be a cause for point deduction in the area of attire as per the discretion of the judges panel. Wardrobe malfunctions may include, but are not limited to, pants ripping, pants falling, shirts coming undone, falling hair pieces, falling wigs. Now this was borrowed from another competition, so it might be cool. Maybe you all do a wig or something like that, like a costume, kind of cool. So yeah, it's totally up to your discretion. Loss of accessories, unbuttoning pants, flying shoes, flying socks, suspenders falling off or disconnecting, shoes coming off, breaking of heels. Bless us right now. So creativity, 10 points in this section as well. At the discretion of the judges, we'll gauge the unique sequences in geometric formations and unique percussive elements implemented into the competition act. They will ask themselves these questions. Are they formations, arm movements, leg movement, music, theme, and media creative? Incorporating props and attire in the presentation is encouraged. The next section is going to be difficulty. You'll have 10 points for that section. At the discretion of the judges, they will work to gauge the difficulty of each team's choreography. This is a criteria morphed to fit the traditional Greek choreography at the level of identifying stunts, complex 8-count sequences, and execution of all criterion within the limited senses. Is the routine difficult? Do they keep the audience entertained and non-repetitive? Stunts are not required in order to score perfectly in the difficulty category and may or may not add to a team score at their own risk. Stunts are inclusive with, but not limited to, flips, handstands, big man, shoulder stands, tumble, kip toe, toe touch, tuck flip, traditional back handsprings, front handsprings, front flips, aloft illusions, which allude to stunts. In the precision section, we'll have 10 points. This category deals with the muscle control of each team. Judges will work to gauge each competitor's ability to maintain consistency with angles, parallel motions, and perpendicular motions during choreography. Specific details are inclusive with, but not limited to, closed hands, tight fingers, straight wrists, head motion with the arm, synchronized 90-degree angles, 45-degree angles. In the space utilization section, there will be 10 points. Teams will be scored based on their movement in transitions and formations. This category will be numerically quantified by the amount of transitions and or moving formations rather than the size or breadth of the teams. As this is a stroll competition, it is imperative that the lines move through a direction of a circle so that more than just the lead person is visible to the judges. In synchronization, you'll have 10 points. This category deals specifically with each individual member's ability to remain on the same sequence as one another. It is noted that some steps have separate breakdown groups, therefore synchronization doesn't have to be on the exact same 8 count. However, judges will listen for the popcorn effect, which may occur if a sequence is missed. They will also gauge synchronization with reference to choreography to music if it is used during a competition act. Deviations in this area can impact the synchronization score. Next section is vocal projection, 10 points. Judges will score a team's ability to have strong projection and clarity in this category. This means an indirectly gauging physical preparation in the midst of a performance act, speaking roles present a challenge. Chanting is allowed, however, teams must not cross the lines of strongly defaming the character of rivaling teams and organizations. The goal is to exude and encourage good sportsmanship. Chanting that can cross the lines are the following: swearing, vulgarity, personal attacks, post-competition negative commentary, social media negative commentary, and physical confrontation. Showmanship represents a step team's ability to convey their message and appeal to the audience. It is also a direct representation of their comfort and poise on stage. Outro/exit, 10 points. This criterion represents how a team concludes their competition act. The outro should tie the whole show together. Remember to end as strong as you began. Overall performance, 10 points. This is the judge's last opportunity to score a team on their overall performance. 1 to 10 points will be assigned at the judge's discretion of how they gauge the act is in its entirety. This score should be, but does not have to be, within plus or minus points of the average of a team's other scores. Transition, 10 points. Does the team transition from one formation to another? Is the movement smooth and choreographed? Does the team require a count-off, or do they flow from stroll to stroll? Does the music change beats in the sequence? Enthusiasm, 10 points. Is the team excited, and are they energized in character and energized for the show? And finally, rules adherence. There will be points deducted for breaking rules. Not a real clear intro, like this is not intentional. But I do like the matching sweaters. And there goes the vulgarity. This is a long transition. Okay, we give points for a stunt. Okay, like his enthusiasm. That one guy right there in the back is lacking the uniformity. But I do like this uniformity right here. Getting a little repetitive. And yet again, another transition that's taking a while. Oh, great showmanship. Great showmanship. I like the vocal projection in there. I like the difficulty with the interlocking arms. This looks good. This is nice synchronization right here. Particularly the head and the arms are moving in the same direction. Again with the difficulty. Alright, so had a great song transition. Make sure your cameraman always keeps you all in the... Uh-oh. We got wardrobe malfunctions. Yeah, make certain your camera person is helping you with space utilization. And they really do well there. Thank you for using the clean edit of the song.
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Yeah, because they definitely killed it.
And this counts as a weak outro. This is just an example of what one could look like, of what the judges could say, and you could kind of see with this in that where the judges saw the things they saw. So as you're preparing your teams, please be mindful of these concepts. Should you have any questions, my cell phone number is always 405-830-1726. Again, that's 405-830-1726. Or you can reach me on my other cell, 405-249-6106. Again, that's 405-249-6106. I look forward to speaking with you, and 06 Bros.